Welcome to another episode of Dexian Talks, an initiative by Dexian India. My name is Ranjini Rajashekar, your host for this episode. Today we are delighted to have Dr. Anilesh Seth, a distinguished GCC consultant and advisor with over 3 decades of experience in scaling, building and transforming global captive centers. Dr. Anilesh has worked with leading global brands like Anthem, SuperValue, Toyota, L&D Group and L&T and has successfully built organizations ground up, including the one that he grew from 0 to 7,000 employees in just 2 years. An IIT Madras engineer, IIM Bangalore gold medalist and ISP doctorate, he is a thought leader redefining how GCCs operate and scale up globally. Welcoming Dr. Anilesh to the show. Hello Anilesh, it's an absolute pleasure to have you with us today.
It's an absolute delight to be here today with you on Dexian Talks.
To start with, based on your 2025 market assessments, which industries are showing the strongest potential for GCC expansion?
You know, this drive is actually being fueled by AI right now. And the largest potential that I'm seeing, while it's across industries, largest potential I'm seeing is in BFSI, health tech, and even digital retail.
So, you've successfully bridged corporate leadership, academia, and entrepreneurship. What continues to inspire you about the GCC journey?
GCCs, as the name is, GCC stands for Global Capability Centers. And what is inspiring about this is the ability of India to be able to create true global innovation hubs, which we call Global Capability Centers, which impact the competitiveness of global organizations. That is very exciting.
Yeah, it certainly sounds exciting, Anilesh. So moving on, what is the most common leadership mistake you've seen in the GCC setup and how can this be avoided?
The most common mistake that I've seen is for leaders in the parent organizations not really fully understanding the potential that India has to offer. They don't fully embrace the fact that the India entity is an extension of the parent organization. It's a single company. It just so happens to be in a different country in a different time zone. So it has to work in unison. The orchestration of how the overseas organization and the Indian organization work together as a single whole in what we call a unified operating model requires a lot of attention and focus. And this is where most of the overseas organizations falter.
Interesting. So, you've very beautifully spoken about, what are some of the mistakes that, GCCs are making today. But what would your advice be for us to avoid it?
It's basically understanding and realizing that the Indian entity is an extension of the parent organization and working in close tandem with whoever is the leader in India to jointly create this global operating model that I was talking about. That's very important.
Interesting. Thank you for sharing that, Anilesh. So, what role do you see for India's GCC in shaping global AI and digital ecosystems in the next 5 years?
India is in a very unique position today. And that unique position is that with over 1,800 GCCs, what has been established is that many of these organizations are now leading from their ability to set up global innovation hubs. AI is at the center of all of this. And therefore, the Indian organizations are now able to take a look at what the global organizations require from a business perspective, leverage the local ecosystem that we have here in India. So it's not just about the GCC, it's also about the various vendor organizations that we have. It's about the startup ecosystem. It's about the academia that we have, leveraging all the talent and resources that are available to be able to provide the innovation and the AI thrust that is required for the global organization. Keep in mind that in India, we are really sitting on the world's largest English-speaking, agile, trainable talent pool in the world. And that is our basic competitive advantage.
Wow, that sounds pretty exciting. Yeah, so lots of opportunities coming our way then, right?
Absolutely. I think it's just about beginning. You have NASSCOM that is projecting, saying that our 1,800 GCCs are likely to grow to about 2,200 or 2,500 by the year 2030.
Okay.
They've probably underestimated the potential. I think the potential is significantly higher than this.
True. Very, very interesting. Thank you for sharing this, Anilesh. Moving on, do you think the role of GCCs will shift from support to strategic growth drivers? What signs already indicate this transition?
So the transition is already taking place. So if you take a quick look at some of the fantastic work that's happening out of GCCs in India, I'll give you an example of a leading retailer that has gone ahead and developed self-checkout technology for the parent organization.
Interesting.
And that is developed entirely here in India, both the software as well as the hardware. And now what they've done is they've gone ahead and spun it off as a separate organization to go ahead and seek revenues from outside the parent organization.
Okay.
So not only are they contributing from a technology and innovation perspective, they're also looking at enhancing the overall revenues of the organization by addressing new opportunities in different markets. So this is one example.
Okay.
A credit card company, for instance, is developing fraud detection algorithms on the cloud here in India. You have an oil and gas exploration organization that is again developing proprietary algorithms for discovering oil in various underground locations. So this is the kind of work that's happening out here, and this is right at the front end of technology and business competitiveness. So we are already there. Some of the organizations are still catching up on it, but some of them are way ahead of the others in this.
Okay. So thank you for sharing the various examples from different industries, and it certainly shows that there's so much value getting added to each of these businesses. Thank you. India is now being recognized as a global hub for GCCs.
Right.
So from your perspective, what are the top 3 factors driving this rise?
The first one I already spoke about, which is talent.
Okay.
Right? That's India's competitive advantage. The second is the drive that we have in India.
Okay.
Right. So we have this innate need and urge in all of us, and that's again a huge strength, is our willingness and wanting to go ahead and excel and to contribute in ways which are over and above what has been asked of us. So I think that's the second piece.
Okay.
The third is the ecosystem that I was talking about. Okay. Now we have a very mature ecosystem. We are the 3rd largest startup ecosystem in the world today.
Okay.
So the potential for leveraging that, the potential for leveraging all the excellent academic institutions that are already present here.
Okay.
Indian Institute of Science, Indian Statistical Institute, IITs, IIMs, etc. All of these contribute a very healthy base for getting talent as well as getting research done. So it's really the ecosystem that is in a very large way contributing to India's success.
Interesting. So education in India is playing a significant role.
Yes.
And that's going to be my takeaway from this response. Thank you for that, Anilesh. So having led teams that scale from 0 to 7,000 associates, what leadership principles do you believe are essential for success?
Getting the organization on the same page when it comes to the vision that you have set out.
Okay.
It's the openness. It's building an entrepreneurial culture within the organization.
Okay.
Making sure that people aren't looking at their job descriptions.
Okay.
Trying to create an environment where everyone is having fun.
Okay.
Both contributing and learning.
Okay.
So I think these are some of the important traits I have. So that's one part.
Okay.
The second part is many of us in India, and I feel very strongly about this, many of us in India don't give adequate importance to vendors.
Okay.
So we talk about employees, which is super crucial. But when we talk about vendors, keep in mind that the entire organization is running thanks to the vendors' contribution.
Okay.
What do I mean by vendors? I mean housekeeping. I mean security. I mean transportation.
Okay.
I mean food. I mean L&D.
Okay.
All of those pieces come together to make sure that we as an organization can go ahead and run the way we are running. So that there's a lot of importance that I would put on vendors, and therefore how we treat them, how we respect them, I think is super crucial.
Okay, very interesting perspective, Anilesh. So you touched upon building an entrepreneurial mindset, right? I remember a couple of years ago, we had this new age competency called intrapreneurship, and organizations were adopting that competency and advocating it to leadership. So if we are to build the entrepreneurial mindset in people, what do you think organizations should be doing?
Build a culture where nobody is really looking at job descriptions. So it's not about saying that, let's say I'm just a human resources L&D person.
Okay.
So you have a certain job, you have a certain responsibility to do. But as you're building an organization, there are various other things that really have to come into play. It might be you actually require, for example, someone to go out there and image your laptops that have come in, for instance. And let's say you don't have somebody who's readily available to do that. Can an HR person come in and step in and help out to do that?
Okay.
Now, you might say that the person doesn't have the skills to do that. Fair enough.
Absolutely.
But the point is, will they find a way to get the job done rather than say it's not my job description or I don't have the skills to do it?
Okay.
I remember when we were building Elevance, at that time it was called Anthem, we didn't have an office to store the laptops. So the laptops were, and there was a bunch of them, and the laptops were actually stored in the chartered accountant who we had hired, their office.
Okay.
And when we had to shift them out, I had one of my colleagues at that time who brought his car. We physically lifted all those laptops, put it in there, and then transported them to the office. So that's the kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then you have to walk the talk. So when people see the leaders doing this, they will automatically roll up their sleeves and jump in and help. So that's the kind of culture we want to build.
Yeah. This is what you've shared is very simple but profound in terms of action, right? So leaders walking the talk. I think I echo what you're saying, and that's the need of the hour. Thank you for that.
I'm going to add one more thing.
Yes.
Which is, I firmly believe in something that terminology that I picked up many years ago called MBWA.
Okay.
That's called management by walking around.
Okay.
Right? Which is a leader walking through the office, through the organization, pausing to understand what each person is doing, listening, taking suggestions, providing their own inputs to that person. That way you really get to understand what's happening on the ground. What are some of the issues that might be coming up? They may not otherwise bubble up.
Okay.
But when you do that walkthrough and you're one amongst everybody else, they see the leader being there, that openness and that trust builds up, and your understanding of what's happening on the ground increases significantly. So you can plan your actions accordingly.
Okay, very, very interesting. So I'm going to take this with me. MBWA.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for sharing that, Anilesh. So you're known as someone who mentors and uplifts people. Yeah. So I'm curious to know if you've had mentors in your life. Yeah. And what are some of the powerful lessons you've taken from them?
Interesting question. You make me reflect a little bit.
Okay.
I would say when I was doing my engineering at IIT Madras, I was facing challenges.
Okay.
Right? And so one of my professors stepped in.
Okay.
He's a well-known name in India.
Okay.
I believe we were the first batch to be taught by him. He was young at that time.
Okay.
It's Professor Ashok Jhunjhunwala.
Okay.
Right? And he stepped in to help guide me through that phase that I had gone through.
Okay.
And that's when I realized, from a mentorship perspective, if you have a mentor who truly is willing to make the difference, things can significantly change. That was a turning moment in my life.
Interesting.
So that's one person I'll never forget, Professor Ashok Jhunjhunwala.
Okay.
And the second is, I think, many years ago, I worked for a company called NIIT.
Okay.
The entire leadership team there, R.S. Pawar, Vijay Thadani, P. Rajendran, they really taught us the meaning of how to build an organizational culture based upon people's values.
Okay.
So I think those are some very valuable lessons that I learned. It was one of the most enjoyable times of my life working there, and I think I learned a lot.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. And listening to you, I was able to sense the impact that all of these mentors have had on you. So you've built one of India's fastest scaling GCCs from 0 to 7,000 people in just 3 years. What inner drive propelled you to take up such a big challenge, or rather such an ambitious task? Yeah, and you've become successful as well. So if you can talk a bit about it.
Firstly, it wasn't 0 to 7,000 in 3 years. It was 0 to 7,000 in 2 years.
Okay.
So it was
wow,
perhaps the fastest ever ramp up in GCCs that has taken place. Perhaps.
Okay.
And I mean this organically. It's not as if we acquired people from outside. We actually built the team from scratch. What inspired me to do this was, first of all, this wasn't a target that was given to us.
Okay.
Right? When I look at the original business plan, I think what had been approved was roughly 3,000 people in 3 years. But as we started hiring and building teams and people started seeing the impact, there was a lot of demand coming in from the parent organization.
Okay.
So that demand kept coming and we kept building. And that's really what happened. So it wasn't anything that, I don't know whether we did anything special or not. I think I was very lucky in that the project sponsor in the United States, parent organization, a gentleman called Rajat Puri.
Okay.
I think I was working with him and we were kind of joined at the hip.
Okay.
So it's very important for a GCC to have the on-site project sponsor and the offshore country leader to be completely joined at the hip, completely in sync. Absolutely. And I think that's how we were.
Yeah.
And that made sure that any obstacles, any issues that we face were easily overcome because we had that support coming in from there.
Okay.
And I had a fantastic leadership team.
Okay.
Okay. The team makes you. And we actually had fun doing what we did. So even now, I'm in touch with the entire leadership team from Anthem. Now it's called Elevance.
Okay.
And it's absolutely fantastic to see how they have grown and developed as well.
This is a good reflection of teamwork. The entire team coming together to make this possible.
Oh, absolutely. And it was fun doing it.
Okay.
Right.
Lovely. Nice. Now, such a lovely experience, and it was nice listening to you talk about it. So, when we were looking at your profile, we got to know that you were awarded a gold medal at IIM Bangalore. Yeah. And we want an honest response from you. So, were you the front bench note taker or were you the last minute genius?
Okay, so firstly, the gold medal that I was awarded, it was the gold medal for best all-round performance.
Wow.
It wasn't the topper gold medal, so just wanted to make that distinction.
Okay.
Now, it wasn't something I worked towards.
Okay.
And I'll give you a little bit of interesting information. I got married between the first year and second year of my MBA.
Okay.
My parents had advised me not to get married.
Okay.
They said, look, you've just joined IIM. That's going to require a fair amount of attention.
Okay.
Wait, come back, complete your MBA, then you get married. I said, no, nothing doing. I'm going to go ahead and get married. And so I insisted.
Interesting.
And we got married at the end of my first year.
Okay.
Now, so my wife took a transfer from Delhi and came over to Bangalore, and we were staying there.
Okay.
Now, keep in mind, now my motivation there was to make sure that she was working, that all my work is done by the time she comes back at the end of the day.
Okay.
Right. So yes, I was a front bencher there.
Okay.
And I was very focused on completing all my work, getting everything done, so I could spend time with my new bride.
Okay. You're such a lovely husband, I must say.
And I think, and I never expected that award. It just happened. Because I think everything was done in a systematic way. I made sure I completed my assignments, and all the work was done before my wife really came back, so that we could spend time together. And that's really how it happened.
Okay.
So therefore, I credit my marriage to that award.
Beautiful. So, so the secret here is your partner. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Nice. Very, very nice. I just love the way you narrated what actually happened and how it led to you being so successful. So thank you for sharing that. And this is my favorite question. With your background in IIT, IIM and ISB, you've seen both academic and corporate excellence. Yeah. So how do you stay grounded and curious despite such a significant achievement?
So interesting question. You term it as a significant achievement. For me, it was just a journey in life.
Okay.
Right. And I appreciate you saying significant achievement, but it's just something that happened.
Okay.
In reality, my IIT experience was not good. As I already told you that I was going through some challenges.
Okay.
So I actually graduated from IIT at probably towards the bottom of my class. Right. So I think getting into IIM was in many ways redeeming myself.
Okay.
Right. And of course, I came out with the gold award, with the gold medal,
okay.
Which was unexpected, but that kind of helped me redeem myself in my own eyes. Right?
Okay.
ISB was just something that I wanted to do, and I finished my doctorate from ISB 2 years ago. So I did this rather late in life, and I did it because A, I love to learn, and B, I could. So I did it.
Okay.
So I had an opportunity to do so, so I just went ahead and took it.
Okay.
So it's just some things that have happened in life. I haven't really paid it that kind of attention.
Okay.
And I would say I've just been fortunate that I've had some excellent teachers, some excellent mentors that have helped me and guided me along the way.
Okay.
And I am what I am, for good or for bad, thanks to them.
You know, that's a lot of simplicity, I must say. Yeah. You know, and moving from what happened to you in IIT to how you've really scaled up in IIM is amazing. Yeah, that's a great transformation, and I'm sure there's a lot of hard work that's gone behind it. And the way you're talking about your success clearly indicates how grounded you are as a person and how humble you are as a person. So very, very inspiring. That was a wonderful conversation, Anilesh. And thank you for taking time and joining us in this podcast. And you know, I completely enjoyed the entire conversation. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me. I enjoyed the conversation as well.
Thank you for joining us today, Anilesh.
Thank you.
And this is a small token of love and appreciation from Dexian.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. At Dexian, we believe we are in the business for good. And this has been a lovely conversation this morning. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.
We are Dexian, in the business for good.